Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this lecture, I am going to give you the overview of Middle English literature. So friends, as you know, in the year 1066 AD, French King William the Great defeated Anglo-Saxon King Harold Godwinson in the Norman conquest, thereby ending the Anglo-Saxon period in England. With this, the Middle English period started. Now France became the ruler of England and a French-speaking ruling caste was established. French influenced both vocabulary and the pronunciation. Anglo-French became the language of aristocrats, while Old English remained the language of common man. These two languages blend together to form Middle English. So we can say that during Middle English period, English got vocabulary from both Middle English as well as from French languages. It is also called in-between language that bridged the development of our language from Old English to early modern English. The Middle English years were exciting times for the development of the English language because standardized way of writing, spelling and constructing words and sentences was formed during this period. Now friends, let's move on. I would like to introduce a very important document to you. It is called Magna Carta and it is one of the most important documents in the world. Now this document has inspired countless people in the world, including Thomas Jefferson and Mahatma Gandhi. Let's understand why this document is so important. King John, who ruled England in the year 1215, was the cruelest king England ever saw. Not only he caged his wife but made his opposition starved to death. He also killed his own nephew. He levied heavy taxes on his people of kingdom. The lords pleaded him to rule in accordance with the law. Now seeing the unity of the lords, King John was shocked and he had nothing else but to agree to them. Magna Carta is basically a document that limited the king's authority. The Latin words Magna Carta means the Great Charter. It was basically the first constitution in Europe. It contained clauses that addressed property rights of lords and other nobles. The charter required the king to seek the agreement of lords before issuing the taxes. Also, it prevented the king from imprisoning or executing a person without due process. This document became the symbol of liberty in the whole world. The document was written in Latin. It was later translated into English and added to the English law. Thank God for these lords. The people of England finally got rid of king's cruelty. Now friends, during the Middle English period, books were very expensive since there were no printing presses. Entire book was written by hands and therefore few copies were made. Now another interesting fact is that the population and the trade increased, so there was very high demand for the people who could read and write. Now during Anglo-Saxon period, church had the monopoly over teaching. Now in Anglo-Norman period, church had to give up the monopoly over learning. This led to the development of universities. This was the time when most prestigious universities in the world was established. Oxford in 1167 and Cambridge in 1209. Friends, now we will talk about the literature which was produced in Middle English period. Friends, remember when we were studying about Anglo-Saxon literature, we noted they wrote a lot about religion, while in the Middle English period, there is not much literature about this thing. In fact, in this period, you will find large number of books which are written on theme of medieval romance. So now enters romance in the literature. Unlike other romantic stories, which are between two lovers, these stories depicted the love of a knight for his motherhood, so more of patriotic love. In other words, medieval romance mostly about patriotic love. These were stories of adventure in which chief parts were played by knights and famous kings. Many of the works of medieval romance belongs to one of the three distinct cycles. Cycle here means groups of tale based on similar storyline. Method of Britain is one which is focused on King Arthur and his knights, also called Arthurian legend. Number 2 is Matter of France. It is focused on old French literature centered around Charlemagne and his knights. And the third is Matter of Rome, focused on the stories of Alexander the Great and the Trojan War. And with this, we come to the end of the lecture. We'll meet soon in the next one. Until the time we meet next, happy learning, keep learning literature, and stay tuned to my channel. Literature Makes Sense.